guys, welcome to Just Tom Talk. Today I'm at Pidcocks BMW over in Long Eaton. They're kindly going to lend me a BMW C400X, which is one of their super scooters. Never ridden one before, really interested to see what they're like. But it's nice and cold now. We're just moving into November. Liners inside the jacket, got the big thick gloves on, but it is dry and the sun's out. So without any further ado, let's crack on. The C400X, really nice colour this, in fairness. Just been into the shop, just having a little bit of a chinwag about what you can expect for pricing. So for something like this, top of the range model, TFT display, it's got heated seats, it's got heated handlebars. You're looking at about £6,500 at the minute. BMW have got an ace offer on though. We're only putting something like 950 quid down, £69 a month, which for something of this sort of quality from BMW is absolutely cracking. Weighs 205 kilos, wet. Some say 203, some say 209, 205, let's go with that, but somewhere in between. So it's quite heavy. It's actually got a 350cc engine, not a 400cc. It makes 34 brake horsepower and apparently does about 85 miles per gallon, if that's something that interests you. But we'll have a whiz around it. I'll show you some of the neat little tricks. I'm going to mix it up today because instead of doing the usual chat, this time the other way I sit down next door to it, I'm going to be doing it as and when I use it. So let's see how the day pans out. Okay, so it's now 30 seconds after I've last spoken. I've ridden 10-15 meters. First thing that springs to mind, feet position. Now, I half expected this to be somewhere where my feet were going further forward. If you look down here, you can see they've got the panels here, so you can put them slightly forward. But a bit like a motorbike, your feet tend to sit straight below you. So it's definitely a more upright riding position rather than being a lazy position. And noticeable as well, it's really big lump on the back of the seat. Me being 5'8", I sat on that a treat. First impressions, 10 meters, comfy. Okay, so I've just travelled 5 miles and I have to say at the moment it's going really well. It's a nice place to be, nice riding position, and it's comfortable. The heated seat, my god, that heated seat is absolutely bizarre. It's got 3 different settings. My arse was on fire. It is seriously hot. The heated grips, they didn't come through quite as much as my backside, but first impressions, seems okay. Okay, so we've been whizzing around on this for a good couple of hours now, and I have to say, really quite impressed. It's got not bad road presence, which is quite surprising really, considering it's super quiet. But while I'm here, I wanted to show you this. Don't know how well we can see that. Little Lamborghini. Got an opportunity now to do that for the channel as well, so we're really looking forward to that. Anyway, let's get back to this and let's go and put some more miles down. Okay, so my friend Jonathan, 6'2", 17.5 stone. He's a big guy. He's not ridden a scooter now for probably 20 years. He's just had to go down the road and he'll be coming back and we'll get his views and what he thinks of it as well. Smiling.
Mate, I was laughing all the way down to 610.
What do you think?
It's alright, mate, it's quick. Get your head behind that. You get an extra 2 miles an hour if you get your head behind there. It's good for... You can tell it's quality.
It's nice. Good fun. Yeah. We'll take it out tomorrow and see what it gets like on the proper road.
We're not going to be hanging back for you on that. It's pretty nippy.
Yeah, I think so as
well. I mean, like with the corners and what have you.
Yeah, we'll see how we get on.
Yeah.
Okay, so in true scooter form, been and done an essential shop for some custard slices, some milk and some bread, and we're going to see how they fit into the back of the BMW. In fairness, the underside of this seat isn't that big, and I'm hoping when I push that down there, it's not going to bust my milk. But you can see there's a little bit of a recess there, but it is quite shallow, to the point where I can't get my bag in the back. The 400cc scooter is actually 350. It's a single cylinder, but when you're riding it, you really can't tell that it's a single. It's so smooth. In town, it always seems to have punch. It always seems to be in the right gear because it's a scooter. It's going to be, and it is really smooth, progressive, well fueled. Being on the KTM, as you know, you've heard my complaints. It's really lumpy. This isn't like that, and in town, this is the scalpel. It is absolutely fantastic. Just had the offer to go out with the boys tomorrow, so tomorrow taking the little C400X out with some motorbikes, so we'll see how we get on. First impressions though, really impressive. It's comfy, so comfy. So just turn it on, simply key in your pocket, turn that on, press the button. That now makes everything sort of live, as you can see there from the display. So if you want to open the seat, simply come there, press that, and then lift that, and up it goes. You can see here, you can't get a full helmet in it as it is. So what you do is, you release that, pushes down, and then it sort of creates a recess. So I'll get my helmet now, and we'll give it a whirl, see how well it fits in. Okay. Seems to be in there okay. Oh, I'm not sure about this. Okay, let's push that down. That's it, well pushed down. That's the recess up there. Moment of truth. Right. Okay. No. Let's close the visor. No. Doesn't look too proud. Close down. Turn that off. So I've just turned the bike off. That's down. Now. Oh dear. Alright, let's give it a good old-fashioned. Ah, it works. There we go. Just needs a punch. Fire it up, bring it power. Think, there we go. Off on my journey. Just taking my helmet out of the back and bugger. So now you've got to go back under the seat, and I'm sure this happens a lot. So you've got to go release the seat again, go back under there, back under here, clicks into place, quite definitive when it does that. That click, back down with a punch, get back on your bike, stand up, brake, and start button, and there she goes. On the side here, got a roller wheel, like all BMWs. Click your down button, brings your menu up, and then using your roller wheel, just simply move across to all the different setups. Then you just click into your menu button again, click down, takes you into the menu, and then you use the roller wheel to move through that. So nice and simple really, nice clear display, nice and easy to read. Going into the menu, and you have to have the bike running, I'm afraid. You just click across, you go in there, and you can see you've got all these lovely settings, plenty to go at, absolutely loads to go at. So yeah, you shouldn't be left wanting for anything there. So that's pretty funky, it's nice, it tells you what your temperature is, what your oil pressure is like, how many miles you got left, and battery power. Nice, simple, straightforward. You can't do anything else off of that page, but yeah, it's good that. It's fitted with a 15-inch front tyre, which gives it the feeling that you're on a proper motorbike as opposed to being on a scooter. So that's got a 120/70/15 on the front. The suspension, quite basic, but it seems to do the job, along with the Bybree brakes, which for those that do know, it's by Brembo's, their own brand. And it works well. I know there are quite a few BMWs. Moving to the back then, it's got a proper size motorcycle tyre on the back. Look at that. So on the rear, it's running a 150/70/14. Gives it some fantastic handling. You see it's got twin suspension there, it's got the adjusters on the bottom on both sides, and this huge obnoxious Euro 5 exhaust, which all manufacturers have to do. But weather's a bit rubbish today, so I've been out and about in all wet roads. You can see it's staying relatively clean, which is really good. And then the back end itself, it's typical BMW. It's good quality, nice, easy to read, quality, good quality kit. It's a nice scooter. Okay then, so if you want to open the fuel tank, you have to have your key in the vicinity, and I believe you just pull that up. No, so turn it on. So just turn that on, turn it off. says keyless entry. Come on, let's have a look at this technology. Ah, there we go. Nice and easy to get to. Again, quality of that. Particular model comes with keyless entry. It's got that on it. What's that for? No idea, but it's got it. Have it in the vicinity of the bike, it starts. Wicked. Don't have it in the vicinity of the bike, doesn't start. What a great demonstration. For me, it's the second day. I spent a whole day pretty much using that yesterday, and I have to say, really impressed so far. It's so versatile is probably the best way to put it. I find myself using it as I would do a car, as opposed to how I use a motorbike. So for me, it was the convenience of having a scooter. People will say it's not a proper motorbike, you're paying all that money for something that's a scooter. It's still two wheels, it's still got an engine, it's still great fun, and I think people miss that point. So today, going to run out with the big bikes, having a bit of a blast around, see how that goes, and I'm sure it'll bring some smiles. So let's get on. What a lot of people who are talking about reviews on motorcycles and scooters won't talk about is if you can still go out riding with the big bikes. Today I'm out with Jonathan on the KTM 950 Supermoto, and I'm on the little C400, as you can see here. But it's more than adequate in Derbyshire, and certainly on the big roads. There's good protection. We've been up on the hills, it's cold, it's wet, I've got a red out backside, my hands are nice and warm, and it's been really good. What it's like on the rest of the ride, I can't see it being a problem, so it'd be interesting to see how we get on. What I've not spoke about in much detail is that exhaust. Now you can see it's relatively big. Most Euro 5, Euro 4 models are, but as something of a surprise, it's got a real throaty note to it, and you can see how big it is, but it does actually sound like a motorbike, and the more I've ridden it, the more it's coming to tune. I don't know if that's something that happens on all new motorbikes, but it does seem to be growing a bit of a growl. I seem to end up keep sitting on floors doing these reviews. I'm going to try and sum this up as best as I can. I'm hoping that some of the bits you've seen beforehand will give you a bit of an insight, but in short, the lights, they work really well at night. I had it out last night. The brakes are really good. It's got double discs on the front, so it's got a lot of feel. The suspension, best way I can put it is it's adequate. Sometimes when the roads are getting a little bit bumpy, it does become a little bit unseated. The seating position is fantastic. The brakes feel good, the rear view is good, there's next to no vibrations when you're riding it, it gets up to speed quickly, the engine is really good. It's a 350, it works really well, it's nippy, there's not many things that will beat it off the line. There's been a few people today that's been surprised about how quick that can be. One particular driver thought he was going to nutmeg me, but this come really good, and it's been absolutely fantastic to ride two up. It's nice and spacious because the seat's nice and big, and it's a great scooter. And the odd thing is, it's a really good fun motorbike, and it can be, because it's proven today out blasting around Derbyshire Peak District that it can do that as well. I've seen other people doing this. They say, can you subscribe in the middle of the video? So click subscribe. Yes, it's £6,500, so yeah, the argument of you can go and get a proper motorbike, but it's got an engine, it's got really good brakes, it's good fun, and that's what it's all about. And it's good on fuel as well. I've reset the fuel counter today, 72 miles per gallon I've done on that, with an engine that's done just short of 200 miles. Is absolutely fantastic. So I'd imagine when it's running, it will do 80, maybe 85. On a run to work, probably looking at maybe even 100. But I've been riding it quite hard. It handles really well. The only thing I would say is a disadvantage about it is it's bumpy. Sometimes it can seem really quite bumpy. It does get unnerved quite quickly, and with being an automatic, when you're going into corners with any level of pace, you don't have that engine braking to slow you down, so it does change your mindset a little bit on how you ride. But overall, I'd have no qualms in saying to people, go and buy one of them. Absolutely brilliant. I think at £6,500, considering all the tech that is on it, it's really good price. It's been brilliant today. And me and Jonathan said today on the bike, was that better today than being on KTM? And the short answer is yes. Yes, it was. It was more fun than being on the 790. And the reasons were, I was still having all the fun. I was still smiling. Yet I stayed dry. My backside was nice and warm, and my hands were nice and warm as well. So for me, that is a real good piece of kit. Would I part my own money to buy one? Possibly. Possibly. I'd have to see how I could get on with it for a longer period of time. But for the 24 hours that I've had it, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Right, I know I'd mentioned that I couldn't get into these glove boxes. Well, now I can, and let me show you how. So you turn the power on, screen comes on, and they've got these little buttons just here, look at that. So you tap that. This one has got a nice soft cushion in there, so that you can put your mobile phone in it. I'm hoping that really shows you. And also in that, it's got a 12 volt socket, so that's nice. It's sealed as well. You can see on the top there, it's nice and sealed. That one there, and alongside here, likewise, that drops out as well. That's sealed, but it's not got a pan in it. You'll have to take my word for it. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. That's been an absolute blast. Thanks very much for BMW Pidcocks over at Long Eaton. Thank you for allowing me to have that for a number of days. It's not going back now till Tuesday, so in the meantime, I'm going to really enjoy whizzing around on that. If you've not subscribed, make sure you do. If you like the video, give it a like. If you don't, tough. YouTube have got rid of the negatives now, so it's all about well-being. So apparently you can only say nasty things. I can't see your thumbs down. If you're interested in one of them, pop over to Long Eaton. Go and see the guys and girls that work there. They're a real friendly bunch. This is their demonstrator, so you'll be able to actually go out on this machine and go and have a go. But to all you naysayers out there that say it's not a proper motorbike, you're wrong. It is. It's absolutely brilliant. Thanks very much. Take care. See you later. It is really good.